Hi and welcome to a tutorial on how to look after your vegan bespoke fan. So we're going to start with unbagging our fan. All of our fans come in this nice little carry case for you with your handles. So when you get them straight out of the bag, they are going to need some fluffing and fussing because they cannot retain their shape the same way that a natural feather can. So the first thing you're going to want to do as soon as you get them out of their bag is just to give them a little shake to get some air through them. And then what you're going to want to do is get an iron or a steamer. You can put your iron to a higher heat, such as a cotton setting, and just press your steam button. Make sure that when you're doing this, that you do not touch the plate of the iron or the steamer onto the feathers. Your feathers are made out of an organza, which has a plastic base to it, which means under extreme heat, it will melt. Make sure before every use that you make sure your bolts are nice and secure. These can come loose when moving, so before every performance, you just want to check that they're nice and tight. Now we're ready to steam our fan. I've put my iron to a cotton setting. The whole point of steaming your fan while out is to make sure that where it's folded in the bag, that you are flattening out. If you're finding that steaming is not enough to flatten your feathers, use a low heat on your iron. I would recommend no higher than a wool setting. You can place this on your ironing board and you iron between the staves directly onto the feathers. You can iron them on top of each other. You can already see the difference where I've started steaming and where I haven't. They're fuller, shinier, and have better movement to them than the ones that I haven't steamed yet. These ones, again, we just need to get the kinks out. Your vegan feathers will take a lot more maintenance than your non-vegan feathers. This is due to the fact that they are a fabric base and they cannot hold their shape the same way true feathers can. However, I think the final effect is very worth it. If you're finding that your feathers aren't sticking out as much as you would like them to, you can use a starch spray. I recommend a quilter's starch spray. All you have to do is get your feathers, spray lightly, put onto your ironing board, position to make sure all of your feather edges are going in the right directions, using nothing higher than a wool setting, press down to help dry the starch. This will help stiffen your feathers while still letting them have the movement, as you can see here. Make sure your feathers are fully dry before using them. This is the difference between the straight out of the bag fan and one prepped and ready to go. And now both sets are ready to go. So now that everything's fluffed up and you've finished with your performance, we're going to talk about how you pack away your fans. So what you're going to want to do is be a bit more careful with them. Fold them really carefully so that you're making sure that one half of the feather folds behind the other nicely. This will make it easier when you take it out of the bag next time and fold them down. Just go one by one, keeping everything smooth and straight as you go. And that way when you come to iron it, it'll be so much easier next time. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.